I gotta say, San Francisco is a whole different animal. If you guys want to live in one of the craziest, the scariest, and probably the most dystopian cities on planet Earth, San Francisco is definitely going to be the place for you. Now, so far, the public transportation in San Francisco is so bad that I'm actually ashamed to call it the tech city of America. Now, if you look at other major tech cities, like, for example, the Shenzhen Greater China Bay Area, right? Their transportation is crazy. Like, it's insane. Like, their subways actually look like space stations. I'm not even joking. Just check that out. If you go to Tokyo, same thing. Massive market, huge companies, fantastic subway station. And same thing with Singapore, the Switzerland of the East. They have some of the cleanest, fastest, and safest subway stations I have ever seen. But San Francisco subway station is actually dangerous. The amount of people ODing on fentanyl in these train stations and bus stations are at an all-time high. In fact, people right now in the Bay Area are actually afraid to use the public transportation. The trains are scary, the buses are scary. I think everything is scary with San Francisco. And by the way, the train stations and pretty much public transportation in the Bay Area is going downhill. Funding's getting cut, crime is on the rise, and all sorts of crazy shenanigans is happening here. Now, if you just straight up just check out the San Francisco BART, which is the Bay Area Rapid Transportation System, you just straight up have people smoking fentanyl on the train itself while it's going at crazy high speeds. I mean, if that doesn't make you unsafe, I don't know what will. And if you look at some of this, wild stuff, you got people just jumping over, the fences, get like a free ride. Nobody cares, okay? I mean, there's no security. People could litter. There's literally people like pooping and urinating in like the train stations, and no one cares. It's crazy, and nothing really gets done, right? And it happens all the time in San Francisco. It's not like, a casual appearance. It's every single day. Guys, seriously, public transportation is important. And like I said before, if you go to other major cities, their public transportation isn't like the one in San Francisco. It's actually really, really good. Now, I don't want to crap on San Francisco too much because I've checked out the Chicago Metro, and that thing is like really scary. It's dark, it's humid, and it's something from like a horror movie. And New York City's isn't that great either. I mean, a few of them, like the Hudson Yards one that recently opened up, that one's okay. Some of the Manhattan stations are all right. But the majority of public transportation in the rest of America's area is pretty bad. And San Francisco is on a whole new level, guys. I mean, this is wild. I mean, if you just type in San Francisco trains or San Francisco buses, all sorts of different things are happening here. I mean, people evading the toll fees. You also have people doing drugs. I mean, some of the craziest stuff you'll ever see is going to be on the BART. And if you also look at this, activists are also trolling around and even making a mock funeral of the Bay Area Transit, pretty much citing that it's getting emptier by the day and there's already funding being cut. The infrastructure is crumbling. And here's the thing, the infrastructure isn't crumbling because people are like beating up the station or anything. It's because nobody's riding it. If you guys don't know what's going on in the whole entire situation of San Francisco, downtown is pretty much where most of the train guys leave off, right? And the trains pretty much stretch out to like a large chunk of Oakland, South San Francisco, and it connects a lot of these areas to the downtown region, which is kind of like the office area of San Francisco. And it drops you off, you get off the train, and you start working at like the Salesforce Tower. You start working at Slack. But San Francisco had lost 150 to 200,000 office employees. So you have almost 250,000 people just straight up stopped going to San Francisco altogether every single day. And they're cool with just working from home. In fact, Airbnb is also encouraging situations like working online and working wherever you want. You also have people getting really excited with the whole situation. People love working online. People could live at a cheap location. People live in the beaches of Bahamas, the beaches of Costa Rica, the Cayman Islands, and just live a really good vacation life with other expats and just be a digital nomad, making six figures from their tech salary instead of making six figures in San Francisco, where there's a chance of being robbed the moment you step outside your condo. And if you also look at this, it's dystopian, guys. San Francisco tech executive describes trip to downtown bar that left her scared with hundreds of homeless people and drug addicts folded over like Kensington, Pennsylvania. This situation is not going to change. San Francisco has been like this for several decades at this point, and it's just recently where the situation is getting so out of hand that everyone's just scared of the city at this point. Homelessness, drug use, and population has exploded, and has the city really done anything to help? Not really. It's really odd because the city always just puts on band-aids for the city, but it never actually tries to cure the root of the problem. Like, seriously, get these people off the streets. A lot of them truly need help. They're addicted to drugs. They're always on fentanyl, okay? And there's so much fentanyl just circulating around San Francisco. The laws are so lax. And guess what? They just keep delaying everything, right? I mean, build more homeless shelters, right? Might as well buy some of those empty offices and house some of these people. Open more, hospitals to treat these guys. A lot of these homeless people, they really need help. There's problems. It's crazy to see a city where so many people are on drugs, addicted to drugs, and are homeless, and the city's like, you know what? Let's just not do anything. Only San Francisco, guys. You would not see something like this in other first world tech cities. Okay, if you go to Sydney, Australia, if you go to Shenzhen, China, if you go to Osaka, Tokyo, Japan, if you go to Singapore, if you go to the UAE, you would not see something like this. Okay, only San Francisco, guys. I mean, look at it. This is absolutely crazy, and I kind of see why bars and restaurants are not making that much money. Bars and restaurants are going bankrupt because of so much lawlessness. So much crazy stuff happening. A lot of residents, like this woman, is like, yeah, I'm actually kind of scared to go outside. And I feel that, right? I'll be scared as well to go outside the city. And this is why so many people are like moving to other places. Yeah, San Francisco has a lot of multimillionaires and billionaires, but guess what? Their address is in San Francisco, but themselves are living somewhere else. This is why so many rich Americans right now have properties where they go work remotely. It's crazy because if you look at Portugal, for example, their real estate prices are growing because of American expats who are sick of what's happening in New York City because the crime rate over there is also skyrocketing. You have places like Miami, places like Costa Rica. They're all experiencing massive booms because of a lot of these rich individuals buying vacation homes. San Francisco, everyone's moving out. People are done with the situation, right? And even the Salesforce Transbay Transit Center is completely depressing. People are saying that this is a $2.2 billion situation that is down the drain. If you guys don't know what this building is, let me enlighten you a little bit because this is kind of called the Salesforce Park as well. It's this massive green transit station. It's supposed to be like a station where there's supposed to be trains underneath, which was never made because everyone left, right? And just a few buses are going through. If you go to this area, it's completely empty. Yeah, you probably see like two dudes walking around and a security guard. That's really about it, right? This transit center is completely empty, and Salesforce spent so much money on this, they lost a lot of money by doing that. Wealthy residents are also leaving San Francisco, taking billions of dollars with them. They're gone. Like I said before, they're going to other cities. Las Vegas, Austin, Miami are all very popular areas. Empty offices, concerns over crime, it's everywhere, and it's sad to see so much of the public transportation being neglected, funds cut. Like I said before, if the city was clean, if the city was safe, the transportation system will probably be used way more. But since, like I said before, 150K to 200K office employees no longer coming back, this city is screwed. It's over, guys. It's over. And I hate to say that. And I hope I'm wrong. Because if they could really fix it right now, they may be able to revive the city again. But I don't know, okay? I think everything is just so laxed. A lot of decisions seem very indecisive. But let's just see what's gonna happen, right? Maybe suddenly they'll start changing and things become better for San Francisco. And if it does, I'll love to visit it.